Hey everyone, welcome back to Homespot. Today, we're diving into timeless rustic garden ideas that will transform your front yard into a charming vintage retreat. Stick with us until the end for the best decor and landscape tips to bring old world beauty right to your doorstep. Let's get started. A rustic wooden arbor, adorned with trailing vines, creates a charming entryway to your front yard. This vintage-inspired feature welcomes visitors with timeless appeal, while offering vertical structure that frames your garden's entrance beautifully. Using reclaimed wood adds texture and character to the arbor, enhancing the vintage aesthetic. Choose climbing plants like clematis or honeysuckle to soften the wood's edges and infuse the air with delicate fragrance throughout the seasons. A gently curving cobblestone path invites guests to stroll through your garden, evoking the charm of old European cottages. The uneven stones lend a sense of history and age, perfect for a timeless rustic landscape. Instead of straight lines, opt for organic curves that guide the eye toward focal points. Complement the walkway's edges with soft borders of thyme or lavender, enhancing the sensory experience with scent and texture. Create intimate planting spots using raised beds made from reclaimed barn wood or old shipping pallets. These rustic planters add verticality and define cozy garden corners, allowing for charming seasonal plant displays. Fill these beds with a mix of cottage favorites like lavender, foxgloves, and lady's mantle. The juxtaposition of structured wooden frames and overflowing blooms adds a dynamic, lived-in feel to your front yard. Arrange a collection of old terracotta pots, galvanized tubs, and wooden crates across your garden space. Their aged surfaces tell stories of the past, while offering a charming base for your favorite flowering plants. Group these mismatched planters in layers, playing with heights and textures. The casual, eclectic arrangement brings a relaxed countryside vibe, while allowing for easy seasonal swaps of plants and colors. Layer plantings with a mix of spring bulbs, perennials, and self-seeding annuals for a garden that feels abundant and timeless. This layered approach adds depth, color, and seasonal interest throughout the year. Combine fragrant heirloom roses with textures of ornamental grasses and airy flowers like cosmos or ami. The result is a dynamic, evolving tapestry of blooms that feels both intentional and delightfully unstructured. A weathered white picket fence draped with climbing roses creates an iconic cottage garden scene. Their delicate blooms soften hard lines, filling the air with classic, romantic fragrance as they cascade gracefully. Choose old-fashioned rose varieties for authenticity and long-lasting blooms. The fence serves as both a boundary and a canvas for nature's artistry, bringing a touch of vintage poetry to your front yard. A simple pergola crafted from reclaimed wood becomes an inviting garden retreat. Paired with wrought iron furniture and trailing vines, it offers shade and charm, perfect for enjoying quiet morning coffees. Decorate the pergola with vintage lanterns or string lights to create a cozy ambience at dusk. Soft cushions and muted, time-worn fabrics complete this relaxing nook with rustic elegance. Transform an old barn door or antique iron gate into a striking garden feature. Placed among shrubs, it adds height and mystery, inviting exploration into hidden corners of your landscape. The door or gate can act as a whimsical portal, framing views and creating a sense of journey. Its weathered patina blends beautifully with the garden's natural textures and colors. A small bistro set in a quiet corner of the yard provides the perfect spot for afternoon tea. Its delicate ironwork and vintage cushions evoke a sense of French countryside leisure. Place the table and chairs on a gravel patch or stone patio for added texture. Surround the area with potted herbs and soft blooms, transforming this nook into a charming outdoor cafe experience. Craft a charming potting shed vignette using reclaimed wood, weathered shelves, and vintage garden tools. This tableau offers a lived-in feel, as if generations of gardeners have passed through. Stage clay pots, seed packets, and old watering cans for added character. This rustic setup not only adds visual interest, but becomes a functional workspace for seasonal planting projects. Design a formal knot-hedge of low boxwoods to create structure. Behind it, let wildflowers like poppies and calendulas spill over in a joyful burst of color and movement. The contrast of clipped hedges with free-spirited blooms celebrates rustic refinement. It blends formality and wild beauty, making your front yard feel both curated and naturally abundant. Curate your plant palette with faded pinks, lavender purples, soft greens, and powdery blues. These muted tones evoke a sense of age, warmth, and vintage elegance in every bloom. Complement the planting colors with decor elements in similar hues, painted shutters, patina garden tools, or weathered benches. This unified palette weaves together a harmonious, timeless visual experience. Anchor a small stone patio with an aged fountain or water feature. The gentle sound of trickling water adds serenity, while mossy stones evoke a sense of old-world romance. Position seating nearby for a tranquil resting spot. Surround the patio with fragrant blooms and herbs, enhancing the sensory experience and creating a lush, inviting atmosphere. Use small arbors or trellises to divide your yard into distinct garden rooms. These subtle partitions create intimacy and invite visitors to explore hidden nooks and pathways. Each room can have its unique character: gravel paths, grass circles, or stone alcoves. This layering adds depth and narrative to your front yard, making it feel larger and more enchanting. Convert a section of your lawn into a whimsical wildflower meadow. This informal patch adds movement, texture, and a touch of carefree beauty as it dances with the breeze. Scatter native wildflower seeds for a low-maintenance, yet visually striking display. The ever-changing blooms attract pollinators, enriching your garden's ecosystem and infusing it with life. Line garden paths with vintage-style lanterns or mason jar candle lights. As dusk falls, their soft glow transforms your front yard into an enchanting, magical retreat. Mix solar lanterns with rustic candle holders for layered lighting effects. The interplay of shadows and light highlights textures, creating a cozy, intimate atmosphere that feels timeless and welcoming. Design a rotating seasonal vignette near your entryway using vintage props. In autumn, combine pumpkins with dried hydrangeas and rusty metal tools for a rustic harvest display. For spring, use pastel-colored baskets, heirloom flower pots, and floral wreaths. These changing displays keep your front yard fresh while always maintaining its rustic, vintage charm. Install an old stone birdbath or wide shallow water bowl as a garden centerpiece. Its reflective surface captures the sky and invites birds, adding gentle movement to your landscape. Enhance the scene with floating petals or miniature water lilies. This subtle yet elegant focal point becomes a living artwork, bringing tranquility and a touch of vintage romance to your garden. Thanks for watching, garden lovers. We've explored how vintage decor, rustic textures, and layered plantings can bring timeless charm to your front yard. If you enjoyed these makeover ideas, give this video a like, subscribe to Homespot, and drop your favorite tip in the comments below. See you next time.